This is actually turned into one of my favorite short stories ever, if I could write it. And maybe I shouldn't tell it.
No,
Well, I
you
want to
tell
tell
it.
it. I want to tell it because it's so pertinent to motherhood and burning your butt at both ends, working and like being a boss lady and being a mom and running your whole family business, which is what we
Yeah.
do. I am the CEO of my fam, and then I'm the owner of Lindsay the Stager, just like you are. I mean, you don't own Lindsay the Stager, you own Simple Southern Charm, but you know what I mean. Anyway,
Yeah.
my point is, I guess it was 2 years ago. Here's me calling up you, my friend Dorrie, and, well, first of all, back that ass up, Bertha. Let's start with how you wanted to shadow me to see what I do on my consultations.
Yep.
I was so flattered when you said, Lindsay, nobody closes it like you do. I mean, we were like out the door, they said no, and then the next thing, you have a check in your hand and they have believed you and they're using you. How do you do that? I want to see how you do that. And of course I said, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just doing it. And you're like, no. So I was so flattered when you came with me to shadow me on my consultations. And we did like 2 or 3 in a row that day. And it was so fun.
Yep.
And then 10 months later, it's the new year. And I'll never forget, I was at the beach and I call my friend Dorrie and I'm like, hey, guess how much money I made? Because, you know, we share our success with each other. That's what we do, is
Yeah.
this group of girlfriends that feed off of each other's good and bad whatever.
We
And so
we really are such a sisterhood. Isn't it amazing to have that? Like, I just love that. Anyway, sorry, go ahead.
yes. No, don't go on about that. I mean, it is such a good sisterhood because also it's about women power and us not competing with each other because we all do it differently.
Yep.
As Bobby would say, we all move the money around differently.
Yep.
And so you saw what I did, what I do on my consultation, but you decided not to do any of that, I don't think, because when I told you how much money I made, you were like, oh my God, if you made $5, then I made 10. That's what you said. You made $10 and I made 5. And I was like, oh my God, I must have done something so wrong. And so I congratulate you because I will always be proud of you. And I go and I put my face in Bikes' lap.
Well, Linz, did I sound cruel when I said it? Because I feel like,
Not cruel at all. I'm
okay.
just so,
I was like, wait a minute, that sounds shitty.
I'm just such, no, you weren't shitty at all. You were honest
Okay.
and you stated a fact. And I am just such a perfectionist that I was like, what the fuck did I do wrong? And so I say that to Bikes and he's like, I don't know, call her. Get off my lap.
In full disclosure, the year before we talked money, and you had me beat the year before. And I did the very same thing that you did.
You've never told me this.
100%. I was like, what the frick am I doing wrong here? Why? I'm literally doing all the things. What am I doing wrong here?
And then you doubled me. You surpassed me. It's amazing.
But there was tremendous sacrifice.
That's what I want to get to. That's the part.
Sacrifice. And if I'm being honest, in hindsight, not even in hindsight, in the thick of it, I'm thinking to myself, this is great. I'm, literally meeting this self-imposed goal. There's no rhyme or reason to it, but I'm like, yeah, charge forward. Oh, great. Met that goal, beat that goal. And I'm like, what are you doing? Like, you are so exhausted. You are not present in your life. You are missing so many things, to the point that, like, the kids are saying, Mom, you're always working. You're always doing stuff on the computer. You're always on your phone. And I thought, this is what they're going to remember for this entire year. And that sucked.